All right, so in this lesson, we're going to be talking about angle pairs. So remember, a pair is when you have two things together. So an angle pair is made up of two angles together. Right? So first, we need to learn what a transversal is. So when you have two parallel lines, so right here, we have two parallel lines, and they're crossed with another line, so a third line. That third line is the transversal, the one going through the two parallel lines. So we'll call it the line that crosses parallel lines. All right. When we do that, we get different angles made. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles are made here. Now, if you pair up these angles, you'll get angle pairs. All the angle pairs are going to either be congruent to each other or they will be supplementary with each other. All right? So there are 6 types of angle pairs that are made. They all have their own special name. We're going to talk about them and draw an example for each of them. All right? So the first one we have are called corresponding angles. All right? Corresponding angles, so I'll draw my angle pairs, are angles that are in the same place as each other. All right, so I'm going to add in the same place, or in the same spot. So this angle is in the same spot as this angle. Right, when we say same spot, we're talking about they got this group of 4, and then I got this group of 4. Right? So corresponding angles are angles in the same spot in the other group. Right? So I have 4 different corresponding angles. I got these 2 red stars. I got this blue star with this blue star. I've got this green circle with this green circle. And we've got this yellow triangle with this yellow triangle. Right, so those are the corresponding angle pairs. The next one are called alternate interior. The word alternate means they're on opposite sides. Interior means inside. So they're on the inside. So when we say inside, we mean in between, in this area here. That's the inside. So alternate interior would be this blue dot with this blue dot. See, they're on opposite sides of the transversal, but they're still both inside of those parallel lines. We also have this one goes with this one. Right? So those are alternate interior. They're inside on opposite sides. Alternate exterior, they're still opposite, but exterior means they're on the outside and opposite. All right, so this blue dot with this blue dot. They're on the outside of the parallel lines, but they're on opposite sides of the transversal. And then this red star and this red star would go together. So those are the first 3. The next 3 are called vertical, which we talked about in the last lesson. So that one should be easy. And then 2 more. So vertical. Vertical is the only pair that only involve one of the crossing areas. All right, so this red dot with this red dot. And I've got this star with this star. Those are vertical. You see how we didn't use this other line at all? Like it only used the other 2 lines. It didn't use this one at all. This is the only one that doesn't use both parallel lines in it. A little fun fact for you there. Okay, so my other pairs, I've got this with this, and then this one will go with this one. All right, so vertical are across from each other. Consecutive interior is also called same side interior. It's another name for it. So it has 2 names, consecutive interior or same side interior. Remember, interior is inside on the same side. So this one goes with this one. Or this one with this one. Right? They're on the same side this time, and they're both on the inside. Consecutive exterior they're on the same side, but they're on the outside of the parallel lines. Right, so these two red dots, or this star with this star. Okay, so what we're going to do is, at the beginning I said they would all be either congruent or supplementary, which we forgot to add to these. So the nice thing is most of these are congruent to each other. So in corresponding, we're going to add that they are congruent. Alternate interior are supplementary. I'm sorry, they are not supplementary. Did I erase it? They're also congruent. And alternate exterior are congruent. Right. So our first three were all congruent to each other. And then the last three, vertical is congruent. But the consecutive, both sets of consecutive are supplementary. Which we learned in the last lesson means that they add up to 180. Right? Okay, and then, so this last piece, we're going to look at this example. So let's say I pick out angle 1 and angle 7. Right? Which type are angle 1 and angle 7? Let's do angle 4 and 5, 8 and angle 6. Okay, we're going to name the angle pair. So angle 1 and angle 7, like 1 and 7. They're both on the outside, so it has to be one of my exteriors. And since they're on opposite sides of it, I know they're alternate exterior. All right, so it's 1 and 7. 4 and 5 are both inside, so they're interior, and they're on the same side. So we'll call them consecutive interior. Then we have 8 and 6. They're across from each other. We know those are vertical. Angle 1 and angle 5. Now they're not, we've got one inside and one outside, and they're not across from each other. They're in the same spot as each other, so they have to be corresponding. Right? Corresponding. 5 and 3, they're both inside but on opposite sides, so they're alternate interior. Means INT for interior. And then lastly, I have 1 and 8. They're both outside on the same side, so we'll say consecutive exterior. There we go. All right, so if you have any questions, you can send me a remind text.